Hey, hey, how's it going? If you're new here, my name is Jan and I love makeup. And if you're not new, thanks for coming back. I really appreciate you. I am actually genuinely ridiculously excited for today's video. So I'm not going to blather on and we're just going to get into it now. Okay, so obviously Shani and Jessa and I are collabing again with the new palettes from Cosmic Beauty. We did this with the Gothic palette. That way you get like a dark, a medium, and a light. I foolishly thought I was the medium in the last one. I'm not. I am the light, which is hilarious because around here it'd be hard pressed to find someone much darker than me. So that's awesome. But anywho, we're doing neutrals first, and this is the palette. I'm gonna start off right now by saying that Adept Cosmetics is going to find themselves in a bit of a pickle if anyone else discovers Cosmic Beauty and they're able to order and ship as many palettes as they should be, because boy howdy, look at this. It looks lovely, right? Like it's a really, really nice. You've got lots of different depths of mattes and you know, it's just beautiful. There's shimmers, there's multi-chromes. I don't read the descriptions usually, but I had to go and look because this palette knocked my socks off if I had been wearing socks. I don't actually wear socks unless I'm flying in an airplane, not with wings. Okay, let me insert the B-roll here that I got this morning before I started filming. I was blown away by the shade Desire. It's the green to orange. I was blown away by the shade Radiant. It's that like pink, green, orange. The shade Luxe is like a green, pink, just crazy, crazy good. And as soon as I swatched Desire and Radiant, all I could think of was the Adept palette that I showed. It was Star Trek, and I thought it was Star Wars. This palette is $38 plus shipping. Adept palettes are $75, $79, something like that. I'll do like a whole thing at the end, maybe if I remember, but I just want to play with these eyeshadows. They are fantastic. Hopefully I've showed you the swatches and we're just gonna get into it. I'm gonna do one look today, but I suspect I'm gonna have to do many, many looks with this palette. That's how amazing the swatches were. So let me go in with the shade Bear, which is like the lightest tan brown shade. It's just a nude. Look at these bangs. I've turned them again already. The mattes felt, no, I don't want to say like dry in a bad way, but dry in the way that I knew I could go in gentle with my finger to swatch and then layer, and it built beautifully. I found that when I first started, if I went in a bit too hard, it like clumped up on my finger, and then, you know, that was kind of a mess. But if I went in gentle, it just built up and looked beautiful. Maybe I'll do 2 looks, one on each eye. I don't know. I want to play with so many shades that, I don't know. I don't usually do that because it freaks me out. Jessa said she might, depending on, you know, how karma treats her that day. But yeah, I might do that as well. So I think I'll do one eye and then the other because I feel like I have to. The shades are just so beautiful. I mean, look at that. And swatching, it does have one of my most favoritist shades of ever, so that's exciting. Okay. I feel like I should go in with the namesake shade called Neutral. Neutral. I had to practice saying that a lot because it's not the kind of word that just rolls smoothly off the tongue. Not that most things roll smoothly off my tongue. I struggle to speak proper English, but I don't know. I still think it's pretty darn cool. Look at this. I mean, it's just gorgeous and building and blending, and it's lovely. One of my favorite things about Nomad is that the formula of the mats are just easy. Anyone can use them. Anyone can appreciate them. And I'm finding that Cosmic Beauty does the same thing. That is gorgeous. Let's go into Classy, which is the next darkest brown. I have an idea of what I'm doing. Nothing concrete, of course, because that was definitely not something I'm capable of, but we're gonna put that on the outer portion of my quote-unquote crease. Because my eyes are so hooded, I have to put everything higher so I can pretend like I have an actual crease. Because mine gets hidden in the hood. Sometimes when I'm doing my eye primer, I'll put it on and then like look up and be like, where'd it go? There it is. Where'd it go? There it is. Like, it just, you know, you gotta make your own fun sometime. So, all right, I'm going back a little bit more of that just through here. And then I think I'm gonna layer some more of neutral over. So let me just clean my brush off a little bit. Go back into the neutral. Yeah, I mean, that just, it blends so easily. And okay, being very, very honest, I wasn't the most excited for these palettes. I'm just cleaning off my brush. I'm gonna go back into Bare, which was the first shade. You know, I like to do kind of fun, crazy, colorful looks. So I knew I would appreciate this and get lots of use out of it, but I wasn't like super excited about it until I swatched it. And then I was just like, oh, okay. Yep. I'm gonna take this BK Beauty 203. It's just like a flat shader brush. And I'm going into, I guess, Delicate, which is a dark brown matte. Oh yeah. So I feel like this is pretty, I don't know, well-rounded for like cool tones, warm tones. It seems to have a little bit of everything going on, and what's not to love about that? It's just blending that through the crease a little bit. Okay, I think it's time for a shimmer. It's going to be very, very hard to figure out which shimmer to use. The just plain shimmery, beautiful metallic-y shades, you can use multiple. You can do whatever you want. I'm not the boss of you. But with multi-chromes or duochromes, the less you use of shades and the more you use of one shade, it's more impactful. And I already know that I love that Desire shade, so maybe I'll use Glitz, which is just a shimmer. I think that's what I'm gonna do. So I'm gonna use Glitz on my dry Singe Beauty EO1. Yes. So that's Glitz. It's just a really pretty, I don't know, coppery orange. Oh, look at that. No bells, no whistles, just gorgeous. And that's dry. I'm telling you. I was pretty sure I would end up using the Desire shade because I I love it so much. I bought the Adept Star Trek one for the oranges in that palette. Man, that's so pretty. Wowie, wow, wowzer. Okay, you know what I think I'm gonna do? I am going to contradict myself and go in with Desire and cover as much of the outer portion of my lid as I can with this shade. It's gonna meld into the dark brown beautifully and into that orangey copper shade beautifully. So let's pile on some more. I'm trying to take it as far out and up as I can so we can see the shift. Because straight on, it's looking like a dark, rusty, orangey brown. But let me scoot you in and see what you can see. Again, I can't know anything until I'm done editing. Now let's try it without the ring light. I don't know if there's any difference there or not, but we'll find out when I edit. I'm going back in with that first orangey shade just to boop over where the two shimmery, beautiful shades meet up. Just want to make sure it's nice and smooth. And then I'm going to take the BK Beauty brush in that same dark brown shade called Decadent and just make sure there's no weird lines or whatever out here. That's really pretty. Okay, so what I think I'm gonna do now is go off camera, do liner and mascara, come back, show you the look, and then I'll put on false lash and come back and do the other eye with some more of the eyeshadows. All right, I'm back and I just put some mascara on my upper lashes and my NYX brown liner in the shade brown. I really like using brown and orange, especially warm tones. It makes my blue eyes look freakishly blue, which is pretty cool, except for when they're not blue. They change colors. I have no idea what color they are most of the time. So now I'm thinking about the like pinky, mauvey, purpley shades with this as like the main shimmer on my lid, because it's a weird like pink green. Yeah, so I think I need to do that. And then of course I will do, you know, like highlight and all that stuff when I finish up my face. I'm gonna go in with the shade Chic or Chick, dealer's choice, on my Sydney Grace E01. It's just a big fluffy brush, similar to the last one that I used from BK Beauty. Yeah. When I was swatching these out, I had counted out how many mattes and how many shimmers, because you could see I used different like sticker thingies. Now I'm gonna go into Rumor, and on my arm, the shade Tease looked exactly like my skin tone. So I got pretty confused about what I did wrong. Like, why was there extra spaces when I mean, I really focused hard on making sure I had all of the right shades and right number of sticker thingies. Yeah, it just looked like my skin tone, and this one looks very much like my skin tone as well. Okay, that happens, you know, like in a 20 pan palette, you can't necessarily avoid it. I mean, there's bound to be skin tone shades, which I think a lot of people actually do like because they can set their eye primer. It can be a blending out shade. You know, there's lots of good that comes from a skin tone shade. All right, just gonna clean off that brush, and I'm gonna go into the shade Touch, which I think was the only other like brown shade. I don't think I used this one. I may have, I can't remember. It was, you know, all of 10 minutes ago. Just for a little bit more depth. Thankfully, there is some serious depth, and as you can see, light in this palette. It is lovely. I'm gonna use this Blend Bunny E5. It's a blending brush, and we're going to the shade called Lust. This is where we're gonna get the depth. It's a purpley brown, and it's blending out beautifully. Ooh, that is very cool. Wow. Okay, I'm gonna go in a little heavier, just out here. And then of course blend it up and in towards my inner eye area. Oh my gosh, that's gorgeous. I love that. Okay. I'm going to bring this up a bit higher, which kind of, you know, defeats the purpose of my putting those other shades there, but not really if you think about how much easier a darker shade will be to blend if there's something else down already. Going back in for a little more, and I'm gonna start in here, because wherever you put your brush, that's where the most pigment is gonna be. And then run it through here and still bring it up here towards my brow as it gets less and less on the brush. Look at that. Oh my goodness. That's just, it's gorgeous. Okay, I'm gonna go back to the first Sydney Grace brush. I'm cleaning it off, and we're gonna go into the Rumor shade, which was the second one, just to make sure everything is nicely blended. I think I could use that super light shade Chic as a matte inner corner if I wanted to, or maybe a brow bone highlight. Maybe I'll try that. Yeah, let's give that a whirl right now. I can always blend it in and or away to do a shimmery highlight, but I just put it on this brush, and I'm not gonna blend, I'm just gonna boop. Yeah, it's a very subtle highlight, but it's pretty. So I'm gonna actually just along the rest of my brow. Yeah, that's very cool. Okay, now let's do the shimmer. I got out yet another Singe Beauty E01, and we're gonna go into that shade called Luxe. It's hard to see if it's picking up because of the shade, but let's, I think this is a shade that maybe I didn't used to love, because I couldn't tell if there was eyeshadow on my eye or if I missed a spot, if it was the shift. So, but I think I like this. You know what I think I'm gonna do? I'm gonna clean that off a little bit, and we're gonna go into the shade Velvet. And that will be the bridge, not to Terabithia, but between the matte purple and the Luxe shade. This is a very deep aubergine purple, like deep dark purple kind of a shade. Okay, now, because I want, oh, don't fall, a bit more bang for my very few bucks, I'm going to wet the Singe Beauty brush with some water and go back into Luxe. Let's see. Okay, stay with me. I think we're gonna make this work. I just put some more shadow on my brush and I wet it, and maybe it's the brush. How about I try my trusty Rephr 21. And then if that doesn't work, I have my handy dandy Rephr 02. All right, so on my dry Rephr 21, this shade feels not like putty, but putty-ish. As opposed to like super sparkly and, I don't know, glittery. The Desire shade is the same texture. I think I'm liking it. I'm gonna speed through this part of my just piling it on. Okay, now for funsies, I'm gonna try it with the Rephr 02 dry. I just wanna figure out what feels like the best method of application for me. I think it might be the dry 02, which I discovered recently works very well with the more like flaky, chunky-ish glitters. Oh yeah, look at that. I don't even know if you can tell, but I can. So on the other side of that, I'm gonna go back into Velvet, which is that first dark aubergine, and then in with Luxe. Oh yeah, I am very much enjoying that. I am gonna take the same Sydney Grace that I used to highlight my brow bone, and I'm going to just gently whoosh it through here and blend that Luxe shade. Just a little on the edge, because we're not going for faux cut crease. Look at that. Okay, let me whack on some liner and mascara, and then I'll show you the eyes with that, and then I'll come back with my face all done and probably lashes, because I like lashes. Okay, while I was waiting for the mascara to dry on my left eye, I took the black on this angled brush and just kind of lined sort of my upper lash line like I do sometimes. So let's do that on this eye too, especially if, I mean, I guess it depends. If you're wearing false lashes, it helps blend the lash band. If you're not wearing false lashes, it helps give the appearance of your natural lashes being thicker. And I like a black eyeshadow that does that. That's very, very good. And I decided to use the same brown liner on my waterline just to keep it looking symmetrical, like similar-ish, while still being very, very different. So, okay, I'm gonna go do all the rest of the things and I'll come back, show you the finished look, and we can chat because I definitely have some thoughts. All right, I'm back and clearly everything is done. So let me scoot you in for an up close reconnoiter at the eyes. I'm going to turn off the ring light and show you without it, just in case there's a difference. I won't know till I'm editing, so. All right, let's do without the ring light, just my mirror lights. And of course, natural sunlight coming in the window, or daylight. Okay, like I said, I definitely have some thoughts. I want to let you know I used the shade Satin as my inner corner on my left eye, and I used this gorgeous shade called Radiant on the inner corner of my right eye. I love, love, love that shade so much. Real quick, before I get into all the things that I'm thinking so far, I want to tell you what's on my face real quick because I'm so excited about it. I used my Cosmic Brushes Beauty highlight palette. I went in first with that eyeshadow called Radiant, and it was a bit dramatic, so I buffed over my left side with this pink, my right side with the yellowy one, and I really, really like them. I think it's so pretty. Bronzer, contour, same old, but let me tell you about the blushes, because on my left cheek, I went in with number 11, Better Than Before, which is the deep raspberry, and I put that right on the outer temple area. And then I used number 4 for the Butter, which is the soft mauve shade, just to, you know, blend it out and use as much makeup as humanly possible. On my right cheek, I went in with Back in Butter, which is number 10. It's the deep rosewood shade. This is super, super deep, and obviously I've had to repair it. It came broken. This might be the best sunburned look blush shade ever. It's so good. I love it so much. It's definitely too dark for me to wear on its own as a full-on blush, but it's so pretty that I think I'm going to find my floofiest brush and try to use that one of these days as my blush by itself. And then I blended that out with number 9, Feeling Butter, which is the shimmering terracotta. I thought this eye look just needed shimmering terracotta. So that is all of the blushes. I know 4 is a lot, a bit extreme, but I just love them so much. And I'm finding that when I indulge in using the face products, it's as fun as my eyeshadow. So that's really exciting. My Cupid's Bow highlighter is the Maybelline Ice Gold. It's just a nice smooth highlight. So, okay, I'm going to try to get through this quickly because it is hotter than Hades in here. I turned the fan off and the door is shut because when the cats come in, they want to get up here on my desk and cause hate and discontent, and I can't handle that. So this palette, I mean, I think that Adept could find themselves losing some customers because this palette is $38 plus shipping. That is dirt cheap for the quality and what you get. I can't get over it. There are at least 3 multi duochrome shades in this palette. All of the mattes are fantastic. All of the other shimmers are fantastic. They're so good. And I don't generally go for as many eyeshadows as I can fit on my eye at one time just to test them out. I genuinely wanted to use all the eyeshadows, as many as I could, because it was so fun. There's the green shade called Gentle and the yellowy shade called Icon. I think they are going to be absolutely stunning to create an eye look with. Let me just grab the palette and show you. So we have Icon and Gentle. I mean, look at those. Green, yellow, goes with the browns. I suspect this could easily be blended with this and just look fantastic. That yellowy mustard shade with the deep aubergine shade on my like transition and outer corner. It's gorgeous. And I have all of Cosmic Beauty's palettes at this point. The Cool Trolls will be tomorrow's video. The quality is excellent, absolutely amazing. I'm so unbelievably impressed every single time. And I think they did something pretty darn smart with this launch, because both palettes will appeal to people who like crazy fun makeup and people who like everyday wearable makeup. I think they ticked all the boxes. So I'm excited for tomorrow's video. I did swatch the Cool Trolls palette this morning, but I obviously haven't played with it yet. So that'll be up tomorrow. Anyway, let me know if you got this palette. It is sold out, but it looks like they're gonna get more in. So I don't normally say you need this in your life, because I don't think we need any makeup. But if you were thinking about it and you like the color story and you don't have these shades already, sign up for the notification as soon as it's back, because boy howdy, there's always like negative things with every brand. And I was getting dressed this morning thinking, I wonder if I should do a video on that, because I generally keep things very positive. But the negative, I think, with Cosmic Beauty is because they're small, I guess they don't order enough, which is really smart from a business standpoint, because you don't want a bunch of stock sitting around that you can't sell. But it can be frustrating if you have to wait and wait and wait and wait, and then by the time you get it, no one's talking about it anymore, unless you come here where I talk about old makeups, because it's still exciting to me. All right, I'm going to wrap that up. I will of course have Jessa and Shawnee's channels linked below, and as soon as I can get the links to the videos, I'll include those in the description box as well. That way you can easily find their videos. I'm very excited to see what they do. Jessa did say she was going to try to do 2 looks, and I was like, oh, that's fun. I don't normally do that, but I really felt compelled to with this palette. So I don't know if I'll do 2 looks with the Cool Trolls palette or not. I guess we'll have to see how I feel once I start playing, but hopefully you liked this video. If you did, give it a thumbs up. If you didn't, give it a thumbs down. Either way, I appreciate you hanging out with me today. Be good, and remember to be kind to you.